Audubon Society with our games. They call it impiety and lack of propriety and quite a variety of...
But you got the bunny out. I mean, this is a very good time to talk about co-opting holidays, right? So Christmas and Easter, probably among other holidays, are co-opted from earlier holidays, right? So we talked about the fertility festivals and these sorts of things. So if you are inventing a new religion, that's a great way to co-opt the old ones, right? It's just to create your holidays and things around the same time and just kind of dovetail with the thinking, and that way you can kind of shuffle people in the front door and get them in. So
it's kind of it's not so much of a you're inventing a new religion. It's if you're trying to get your religious beliefs to merge with those of an existing civilization, like which was the case in Rome. The Romans would accuse the Christians of being atheists because they didn't believe in the Roman gods. And the Christians are like, oh, no, we're not atheists. You mean like those Greek atheists who don't believe in anything anymore. We actually believe in a God, and actually he's quite like yours. And then they begin to merge, and all of a sudden you've got the Jesus culture, the Mithra culture, and then the Romans kind of adopting over, and these holidays just kind of get co-opted.
Right. And so... for those of you claiming that Jesus was real and was died on the cross around this time, you've got to, isn't it a very odd coincidence that you chose the exact same date as Attis and Mithra and all these others, right? That happened to just be the equinox, right?
And so the wonderful irony here is that once you steal somebody else's religion to make it your own, it's now subject to being stolen by other people to make it their own as well. And that's why we have our bunny.
Reminds me of those missionaries that go in after the first wave of missionaries and convert the converted folks to Mormonism or Protestantism, right, or whatever. It's kind of like this little horse trading here. So we can tell that Easter and Christmas are co-opted from earlier holidays because there's remnants of those earlier holidays around. So with Easter, the tradition of not wearing white until Easter actually relates to Ostira, who is the Norse goddess of fertility, who happens to be what the holiday was named after.
Yeah, Esther.
Okay, it has a lot of different variations. So the bunnies and eggs we've already talked about are fertility symbols.
By the way, for those of you who don't know, bunnies don't actually lay eggs.
Right. That was very confusing to me as a kid, by the way.
Yeah,
I couldn't figure out why bunnies and eggs.
Yeah. I was only being partially funny. There are people out there who, never really look into stuff like this, and we've got this holiday where there's Easter bunnies and eggs, and the two aren't really connected, except they're both fertility symbols. The bunnies being,
right,
hey, we're going to do it like bunnies, and then the eggs being the actual source of procreation.
Right. So here's another irony. Bunnies seem to be an appropriate symbol for the religion bent on using breeding to create new believers. And of course, kids don't go for this killing and resurrection stuff very much. So there has to be something in the eggs, some kid bait of chocolate and brightly colored eggs to bring them in. So there's actually kind of a bit of tension between the Easter bunny and Easter, right? There's actually religions or churches out there that think the Easter bunny should be killed. I have one here saying that it's basically blasphemy and all this, and it's funny to read these things because basically the Christians have co-opted this earlier holiday, so they're the ones that are the ones that need to be deposed, if anything. And there was this incident, I can't remember when it was, but there was an incident in like a stadium where they had some sort of religious revival and had a bunch of families there because it's all family oriented, right? And they actually did a mock killing of the Easter bunny there, and the kids were in complete horror over the episode. So you can imagine this going on. It's just kind of funny because the adults want to make sure that Christ is the center of the thing, right?
The Audubon Society with our games. They call it impiety and lack of propriety and quite a variety of unpleasant